Well, we've all heard of the term card fraud, and it's a crime that many of us have unfortunately fallen victim to. And this morning, we find out exactly how we can protect ourselves from this type of crime.
Now, here's a scam that I'm sure many of us have fallen victim to. It's called card fraud. This type of card fraud is most commonly done through the act of card skimming. We've got SABRIC CEO Kalyani Pillay back in studio to discuss card fraud and the different ways in which we can fall victim to this type of fraud. Kalyani Pillay, here she comes to save the day. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Let's talk about card fraud. What exactly is it?
Well, card fraud really is about where the criminal gets hold of access information relating to a particular bank client's card information. So they get to know your username, they get to know your expiry date, they get to know your CVV number that's at the back of the card. And so, of course, they've got all of this information which enables them to either steal your card, so they don't have to make another one. They could either have what we call card not present fraud. This is where you use your card where you don't have to physically be present when the card is being paid. So that's when you do it online. You could have what is called your stolen card information. So here they steal your card. They either use it again if they already have the PIN number, but it's that kind of fraud that enables them to do these kind of things. So it's a whole host of different kinds of modus operandi that criminals have that enables them to do what they need to do so that they could actually utilize your information. So it's really important.
Fraudsters are becoming so savvy. It's like, people who work day and night. This is their jobs, to defraud you of your own money. But what are the different types of card frauds that you could fall victim to?
So some of the types of card fraud are, like I said, when it's online. It's where you make a payment where you don't have to physically be there. There's the different types of crime where you can actually go to an ATM, you can withdraw money. If you have the person's PIN number, you can actually withdraw money. You can either have got access to the information that enables you to make a card so that you can actually go ahead and then use that card as if it's you, because when you're at an ATM, nobody actually checks to see if it is you. So long as there's a PIN number and you're able to draw money out, that's possible to do. So it's just really about different types of crimes that they use to actually get out money that they can.
How does one know that you've fallen victim to card fraud?
The very important thing is that we have to always check our bank statements. And unfortunately, most people don't like to check their bank statements. And these days, the banks actually make your card available, your statements available online. You can go in every single day and check your card statement if you want to, or your bank statements at all. There's really no problem. There's no additional charges. You just go on, you register, you go in and you have a look. So it's really very important for you and I to have those opportunities to make sure that we go in and that we do that download and that we check to see that there aren't payments on there that we should not have had happen.
And sometimes it's very unassuming. It starts off very small amounts and then they grow and grow and grow up until you finally realize I'm being defrauded right now.
Absolutely, and that's why it's so important to let the bank know immediately. Immediately you pick up, there's a payment on there that shouldn't have been on there, you need to let the bank know immediately.
Exactly. How can one avoid falling victim to card fraud?
Well, there's so many different ways that you can do it, and we could talk for a very long time. And so I always like to say to all of the listeners, go to the SABRIC website. There's so much of information. But very important is always make sure that the card is your information. It's your signature, really. So having the PIN number is your signature to using that card. Having the username is your signature to actually doing what you need to do with that particular card. So just make sure that at all times that you keep that information absolutely safe and that you don't give anybody that information.
Such wisdom, wise words. Thank you so much, Kalyani, for always being here and, of course, keeping your finger on the pulse as to how we can stay protected and our information can stay protected as well. Thank you so much. Well, have you ever received an email promising a large sum of money if you invest in a specific business? Well, next week, SABRIC CEO Kalyani Pillay is back in studio where we discuss a scam known as 419 scam and tips on not being fooled by these fraudsters.
We are brave, innovative, everywhere. We are SABRIC.